It's like anime music that could blow your head off. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where once again we're talking about Roselia, a band who every time I check them out I really am getting to enjoy them more and more. I like all of these Bang Dream bands anyway, who are doing sort of rock but with a little bit of a pop sensibility, you know, having keyboard players in pretty much all the bands I think, so they got more sounds, more interesting things going on. I think all these Bang Dream groups are adding something really interesting to the music space in Japan, even if I'm still getting used to calling them Bang Dream. However, Roselia have a song called Rozen Horizon that came out a good few months ago, and I haven't checked it out yet, so I thought, well, yeah, it's got 1.3 million views. Why am I not talking about it? That's what I'm here to do. First of all, let's break down what this song is. Now, I must admit that, as I've said, I don't know all of Roselia's back catalogue of songs. However, this song seems to very much bring them into a space where they're much closer with really what has become a very popular thing of recent, which is these sort of power metal groups in Japan who do big anthemic, heavy rock songs, but with double kick, blasting drums underneath. Not that Roselia have never done anything like that before, but this sounds a lot more familiar to the likes of Love Bites, who are obviously huge at the moment and riding off some really great success, and of course bands like Lonesome Blue, who are coming up and trying to do almost a slightly more pop-friendly take on that sound. And so Roselia are entering into that position, I would say probably quite close to where Lonesome Blue are with this particular song. So how does it fare? And more importantly, how do they keep their own identity, which as a point is such a big thing for Bang Dream artists, whilst also doing a sound that is very popular at the current moment? And well, I must say, they fare quite well on both fronts. Now, looking at the song itself, it is pretty much that structure that we've all heard before from these groups who are doing power metal at the moment. Like I say, we've got very fast drums, we've got a big anthemic chorus, we've got a nice chord pattern that doesn't repeat. It's like I think it's like an 8-chord pattern that's used in the chorus. It's basically doing everything it needs to do to stay both melodically interesting whilst pounding in the drum section, in the underlying rhythm section, just hammering along like it was a punk song that just didn't know how to quit after 2 minutes. And that works really well. They've taken that formula that is so successful and prevalent at the moment and worked it beautifully. Now, the thing that's made them interesting, distinct and different is, as is often the case, them using what they've got on offer talent-wise. And that first of all has to come down to the fact that when we're hearing the singing here, we've got great voices, but we've got voices, plural. A lot of the groups who we hear doing this kind of power metal music, you've got one singer up front. Lonesome Blue, we're pretty much only ever hearing the one singer. With Love Bites, with Sami, you don't really need another singer, but yes, it is primarily focused on her doing the singing. When we're looking at Roselia, we've got, I think it's 3 distinct singers in here, which both gives them the ability to use their individual voices, but means that when they come together chorally, you get that big sound of it actually sounding choral, and that I really like. Also on top of it is the fact that when you have strings in the back of a Roselia song, as you often do with groups like Love Bites, that's not something that's just been added, that's something that their keyboard player can be actively playing. You've got piano, as they have in this, it's coming from their keyboard player, and that to me is such a fantastic thing, that their very makeup, they don't need anything extra to be put in there. As much as I love having those dramatic extra instruments in songs by groups like Love Bites, by groups like Lonesome Blue, to use those 2 examples again, here it's really beautiful to know their keyboard player is on hand to just deliver that anyway. Now, one of the big differences that a lot of people will point out, and this is very true, is that when it comes to the guitar work in this song, it's not so showy. In fact, the kind of obligatory guitar solo that we get in the bridge, I could have played that, and I'm no lead guitarist, I'm more of a rhythm guitarist. I could have played that solo, but you know what, it worked. I'll kind of reference it alongside, if you take, for example, the solo from, okay, I'm going a bit obscure here, but The Kids Aren't Alright by The Offspring. Very well known solo, and it's like there's virtually nothing, it's just a couple of notes, but it just works. It's short, it's in the right place in the song, and it throws you forward into the ending of the song. And that's kind of what we got here. She does a nice simple solo, it's just enough, it's just right. She does a little fist pump at the end, and then it takes us into the breakdown bit where we get a sort of nice piano section and things slow down, and again they take advantage of the piano side of their sound. So I didn't really feel that was anything missing. If anything, if they had a really showy guitar solo, it would have just been something that they didn't need, that again brought them closer to a lot of their peers. One of the reasons why I love guitar solos in Love Bites songs is because they have 2 guitarists, which means their guitar solos are quite unique. So just having a guitar solo for the sake of it wouldn't have added anything to this song, and if anything, I think having a simpler guitar solo helped add an identity and keep this song in more of a open to normal music listener kind of territory. Of course, the obvious follow-up question to that is, well, would I therefore come back and listen to this song gladly as an alternative to the other artists like the ones I've been talking about before? And that's kind of an interesting one. See, for me, this song would be a playlist song. Now, either that would be a playlist of Roselia and Bang Dream songs as a variation to those, or either alongside a playlist of like power rock songs, you know, like Love Bites and Lonesome Blue. Again, I keep on using those two examples. They're just the two which are in my head right now and the two that I've been reviewing recently. They're good examples, all right? I would listen to this song in either of those playlists rather than necessarily coming back individually to it. See, I like the fact that it is different enough to be distinct and therefore worthy of sitting alongside the other songs. The reason perhaps it wouldn't get its own individual repeat play in my heart, place in my heart, whatever, is the fact that it wasn't quite catchy enough in the chorus. The chorus was big and nice, but it wasn't like one of those choruses where either it gets stuck in your head or it's like super rousing. It was performed really well, but it just kind of felt like a good big chorus. But I've heard bigger choruses, I always sort of point out Glory to the World by Love Bites is one I always go back and say that's a chorus where you go, wow, that feels big and it feels anthemic. This kind of felt anthemic enough to not be a letdown in the context of the song, but the chorus just wasn't like a, wow, I really have to come back to this kind of thing. It was just sort of good, functional within the moment. It played well from start to finish. So for me, as I would say, that's where this stands. This song is one that would sit beautifully in a playlist of Roselia or Bang Dream songs, and it would also sit beautifully alongside those other artists, those power metal artists, because of the fact that this song does have things that makes it distinct and different from both of those two sets of music, whilst also at the same time being complementary to them. And variation, sounds like I'm down with faint praise, but variation, that's a good thing to have. Even if it's not like, oh, this is our best song, if it's a song that provides variation, that's great. Not every song has to be like the #1 hit single. Sometimes you can just be releasing songs that make your portfolio more colourful and more interesting and keep the quality up. That's what this is. So in conclusion, this song has definitely got me wanting to come back and listen to more Roselia in the future and more Bang Dream, and I'm intending to do that anyway because there's so many Bang Dream artists. I always think of Bang Dream as this one sort of monolithic thing, but they have different artists who've got different sounds and very good quality. Some I haven't even talked about at all yet, so I'm definitely going to come back and listen to more of them alongside all the other music we catch up on, and more Roselia as well. This is a song that is definitely going to find its way into some playlists. I really enjoyed it, and as always, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys thought, so remember to like and subscribe so you can stay in the conversation, all the YouTubery stuff. But until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, I'm going to say ciao ciao.